there's an idea that I would like to share with you. Something that I would love to do one day as a dream. I would love to become like the White Suge Knight. And let me explain what I mean. I don't mean like becoming a gangster or anything, but if there's one thing I can say about Suge Knight, despite all the good or bad I heard about him, he was one of the best music managers out there. I mean, this guy had Dr. Dre, he had Tupac, he had Snoop Dogg. He was a monster. He was rich, he was powerful, he had so much talent, and he was a hell of a music manager. I could never take that away from him, man. He's a GOAT in that shit. One of the fucking best to do it, And one of my dreams is, if I ever got big enough on YouTube or had enough money, dude, I would love to be like Suge Knight, become like a White Suge Knight, basically, where I get enough money and power that I can make my own record label, get things moving, and I can sign who I want. I can sign JB, I can sign Restoration Rapper, I can sign Cinema Bazaar, I could sign all these people, blow them up, put them in the mainstream, cause a shockwave, thus being the next Suge Knight. And basically, in a way, I don't know what the label would be called, but that's one of my dreams. I would love to become like a Suge Knight kind of person, or Jimmy Iovine, or a P. Diddy, where I create this powerful label, and I got like JB and Rush and all these guys on there. That is one of my dreams. That would be fucking awesome. I'd love to do that because I am so good at finding music. I know so much good music out there. I'm so good at that shit. I'm better at being an A&R than A&Rs. I'm not even a fucking A&R. Like if I had the money and power and I knew how to do it, I would be the biggest music manager right now easily. Like, especially all the music I know of, dude, it would be over. And I would even pay homage to Suge, but that's just like a dream of mine. I'm just talking shit, but yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that there is kind of like a pretty big gap with like the difference between there not being another Suge Knight, because Suge Knight did a lot of good things. I mean, really, there's not too many record labels nowadays that are as big as Death Row was. I mean, really, Death Row had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, The Dogg Pound, Tupac, Nate Dogg. Basically, every huge artist from California was on Death Row, and I definitely would have said that's pretty good to have had that many, and that's just within 4 years. Between 92 and 96, it had all those artists. If Tupac wouldn't have died and Dr. Dre wouldn't have gotten tired of the label, they probably would have made it even further. They would have had folks, like when I talked to you about them having MC Hammer, they would have had him on there. They would have had a bunch of other folks. Plenty of bona fide stuff that would have kicked ass to have gone and seen. And it's kind of the same thing with the Aftermath label, only I don't like Aftermath in some cases as much as Death Row, just because, Suge Knight was not really a bullshitter. He put out the projects and he wasn't like coming soon, or, he would say coming soon for 4 or 5 years. Dr. Dre did that more. I mean, people like Bishop Lamont and Hitman and all those people that were on Aftermath that never saw the light of day. Dr. Dre just was not as good as Suge Knight at like doing that sort of stuff, and it's noticeable. I mean, really, that's the kind of executive that you need in music, is to kind of sit there and say someone who can put the projects out, get them to go multi-platinum, and not bullshit in between. I mean, Jimmy Iovine, as much as I like him, the problem with it is that he's reached such heights, or, he's obviously billionaire status now practically, that he just doesn't care. He's like, I don't really need to find another Tupac or Dr. Dre or Eminem because I'm already a billionaire. What's left to accomplish? So he's not hungry like he was back in the 90s. But yeah, that's definitely true. We need like more folks like Suge Knight to do this all over again. It'd be good to see with like JB and Deuce and Rush the Russian Rapper and some of those fellows.